If you run a coaching business or any other business that allows you to have subscription clients, you would agree with me how tiring it would be to go through all the process of generating your invoice monthly for your clients and sending it to them, reminding them to make payments, confirming their payments. It's a lot of work. So I'm just going to show you four systems that can handle this entire process for you. First, we are going to have the one that generates the invoice, and the second one, the one that sends the first invoice and also reminds them until they pay, and the third one confirms their payments, and the fourth one thanks them and updates your database. So we are going to start that, and I'm going to break it down into 4 videos. I'm not going to put them together in one. So if this is going to be the first, so you just stick around for the other ones. So we come to this is an overview of what the system is going to look like. This is the first system that we are going to build in, which is the invoice generation system. So this system will go into your database, look for the clients whose due date is almost here, right, and sends them a reminder and generates an invoice for them. So I'm going to show you how you can simply build this system. So to build this system, you just sign up on make.com for free. And one here is the dashboard that you see. So simply click on create scenario here to create your new scenario. And the first module that you want to look for is the module that is going to be able to go into your database to search for the data that we are looking for. Like I said, we're going to be searching the database to see the client whose payment is almost due, so we can generate the new invoice for them. So what are we going to pick? We are going to pick Google Sheets because that's my own database. That's where my client information is. So if you use something else like Airtable, you might use that instead of the Google Sheets. So the first module that we want is to search for new roles. So you're going to add your connection here if you don't already have one. I already have a bunch of connections here, so I'm not going to try to create a new one. So this is the one I would go with. And of course, you search for your spreadsheet. My spreadsheet is called comments, I guess. Let's be sure. Yeah, this is my spreadsheet. Yeah, my sheet name is called invoice. Let me confirm. So we are going to look for invoice reminder here. Set your limit to whatever you prefer. So you can say 2. And then we are only going to generate the ones that they are, like I said, their due date is almost close. So for our filter here, we're going to be picking the ones that our due date is almost close. So we want to say, oh, the due date is 21. Let's use 21 to be our initial due date. So once someone's due date is almost like once someone is 21 days away from their payment, we want to generate an invoice and start sending it out to them. So what do? We come here and set the filter here to be days remaining is equal to. So we want to use a numeric operator here is equal to 21. We set the limit to whatever works for you, and then we save this. We go ahead and save this. It's being funny now. I need to do this and save it now. So we save this. The next module that you are going to need is going to be the create a spreadsheet module. Create a spreadsheet from a template. So that is going to be the module that takes care of our invoice. You can alternatively use, Google. If you are going to use a Google Doc, say your invoice template is a doc, you would have to change this to create a template from Google Docs. Or if you use Google Slides, you can also change this to create a template from your Google Slides. But because ours is what I'm currently using here is a spreadsheet, so I have to stick with the create a spreadsheet from template. So let's go back into our module, our scenario, sorry. We search for this and then we create a template from a spreadsheet from a template. So the spreadsheet that a connection already exists, and let me be sure of where, okay, this is where our sheet is in. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Mm. So we load it up and then we say invoice here. Hmm. We choose our template. I didn't choose that, so let's choose our template. So it's going to be here, and I think I should have one that, yeah, invoice template here. And so the customer name is going to be this, their full name. The date it was sent is going to be um, is going to be the date that it was created. So we'll do timestamp, that's today, and then the due date. Now you can switch the date since it's going to be when the invoice itself was created, right? So the due date is going to be, of course, the parameters here you can change it to whatever works for you and what your business does. So the due date is this, and then the phone number is this, the email address is this, the service paid for is this, the description is this, the hours is this, the rate is this, the amount, the rate, sorry, I didn't take that, is this, the amount due is this, any discount is going to be here, the tax rate is going to be here, the tax is here, and the total amount is here. So you do save and we save this, right? That should generate something perfectly okay. So the next module that we're going to be needing is the module that downloads the file, because like if you create a new document or a new spreadsheet from a template, it's going to create a new template and put it in a new folder. Like you can see here, it's going to create it and put it in here. But the problem here is that whatever it creates here is a spreadsheet, and we don't want to send a spreadsheet to our customer. We want to convert it to a PDF so that it will look better and be better organized. So what are we going to do? We need to download that file and hold it so that it will be able to process it the way we want. So the next thing that we're going to do is a Google Drive module that is going to download a file. So you add your connection here. If you don't have one, just go ahead and create add here. What you do is you would have to go through some extra steps. If you want me to do a new video on that, you can also let me know. Now that we have established the connection, the next thing that we want to do is to enter our file name. So we want to be able to directly download just the file that it had generated. So that's why we're using this enter manually. So we are going to say this is the spreadsheet ID. So that's what we are going to be downloading. We create save and we click save rather, and we save this. The next thing we want to do is to convert the file to a PDF. So for this, we're going to be using pdf.co. That's CO. So you can use other tools, but this one I found very useful and very efficient. So we'll just use that. So we're going to look for pdf.co here, and you can see it up here. So what we want to do is convert, not convert, convert into PDF. That's what we want. So I've already established the connection, but if you haven't, you would have to create a pdf.co account. You will get, I think you will be getting, I think 10,000 or 9,000 credits for starters. Then once that gets exhausted, you might have to start paying for it. So once you do that, once you create a connection here, you would see that it automatically maps to the file that it has downloaded from your drive. So you leave that as it is, and then you click save. So once it has converted that to your PDF, you want it to upload the PDF into your Google Drive as well. So we are going to pick Google Drive here. Why is this showing me an error? So that is resolved. So we are going to pick Google Drive here, and we want to upload a file, and of course we choose our connection here. Okay, so now that we have a connection here, what we want to do is, you can see that I've already mapped out the file here for us. It's asking us, so you pick this one, so you want it to download this particular one, which is the pdf.co file that has been converted. So you save this, and you need to enter where it's going to download the file into. So let's pick our location here. We want it to download it into this, and we save it, and we save this. What is it looking for again here? We have saved, we can put in everything. So we save it. Yeah. So it's working now. So if we go ahead and run this is the folder that is supposed to download the final copy into. That's the PDF copy. So let's go ahead and run this to see if we actually if we did set this up correctly. So we do this. Okay. That is running perfectly. Okay. So let's wait for it over here. Okay, it's converting into PDF. Okay, it's uploading the file now. And so if we go to our Google, you see, it has uploaded it here. and it has, you see, it has put in everything here where it is. So I guess we did get some of the parameters wrong here. Oh, okay, so I see what the problem is now. All of this was empty for the file that it was running with, so that is the problem. So let's make the change here instead. Okay, so we now have that saved. So we save this so that we run it again to see what we are going to get. It's currently converting into PDF. Okay, so let's go into our to see. So we now have a better listing. So invoice for Daniel. So we can see here we have an item, we have the description, we have the hours, we have everything working correctly right now. So my initial, the reason why you see the second thing is because my template has it. So in your case, you might just have to edit this to make it better. So yeah, so this is looking good. But if you are not okay with how it looks, of course it will. The look of the invoice will depend on your templates. This looks like this because this template I used, right? So this is working very perfectly. You can, if you want to make this better, make sure that you have a better invoice template that you can work with. Of course, as a professional, you're going to have a better looking invoice template. So this is the first system that you will need, which is a system that generates invoice. Come back tomorrow to see how we're going to build a system that will send this invoice to your customers and also remind them every day to make payment and also remind them every day of their payment until they make payment. As for now, I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye.